I work in Washington, D.C. I serve as the public sector CTO of AvePoint. And whenever I walk into government offices and meet with CIOs and walk in like this, you're like, something's wrong. But they remember me. And I do a lot of business with the U.S. government. So this evening, as we wrap up, I'm very excited to share and kind of wrap up today around, as we move forward, what steps do we need to take to make this happen? We learned a lot of great deal and ideas and information. Donna started this morning. We heard a lot of great information. But then how do we wrap this in a nice bow tie so you can walk away and truly say, yeah, I'm going to do it tomorrow. So in this session, we're going to talk about 3 key steps to innovate and hashtag hack the status quo. My name is Dux Raymond, and Dux is my real name. As you may imagine, I had a hard time growing up with that name. Got my ducks in a row now. But boy, I tell you, we are in an exciting time. And the reason why I'm so excited is appropriate to your business. Remember that company? You know, I found out in Australia, they're still like the last store standing. Seriously, in Gold Coast, I was there last year. I'm like, is that a restaurant now? But no, they actually still rent out videos. So a little history lesson, friends. Blockbuster, in 1999, they went IPO. And they raised $5 billion. They're at their peak in prime. And around that same time, there's a guy named Reed Hastings. He got mad because he had to pay $300 worth of late fees. He's like, screw this. I'm going to start video streaming. I'm going to start a little company called Netflix. And Blockbuster was like, yeah, whatever. Somebody had just this drinking the cool Silicon Valley Kool-Aid, 90s.com, have fun. In 2004, at the peak of this company, they had 9,000 stores and 60,000 people. Now, technology evolved, no doubt. They invested in streaming. But then in 2007, the CFO decided, you know what? Business is so good, let's reallocate streaming budget and open more stores. Streaming's not going to go. Who's going to watch videos on their phone? That's a dumb idea. Every Friday night, a family has to go to Blockbuster, fall in line, rent videos, and buy sneakers or something. Or Snickers, those candy bars. That's where they make money, by the way. And you know the rest of the story, friends, right? 2010, they went bankrupt. In 2013, the company didn't exist anymore. Now, some of you are saying, well, Dux, that only happens in tech. I get it. Well, no. Let's go back in time, 1920. Remember Bethlehem Steel? A lot of you weren't born yet. Bethlehem Steel was the Facebook of the 1920s. You don't know of Bethlehem Steel today. They built this country. The second biggest steel manufacturing company in the world, bar none. The biggest shipbuilding company in the world, bar none. Where are they today? Gone. I can tell you about AOL. I can tell you about Netscape. I can go on and on. But this idea of innovation is nothing new. You don't innovate, you die. And the fascinating thing about this, we're at the precipice of another massive explosion. Now, what do I mean by that? You see, today we have more devices than people. We have more information, data, than what we can handle. Like Tagesh was saying, right? Data is great if you know what to do with it. Donna was saying data is the new oil. Think about it. If you want to check out a new restaurant, where do you go first? Yelp. Before iPhone 7 Plus came out, and you're on the fringe, what do you do first? You read blogs. Oh, I'm going to go to Amazon. I'm going to check reviews. We live and die around data. In 1955, of the Fortune 500 companies that were around, guess how many are left today? Anybody want to guess? Somebody kind of got it right. 89% of those companies are gone. around 55 Fortune 500 companies in 1955 are around today. And here's another interesting fact. 50 years ago, the typical lifespan of a company is 75 years. How old is your company, NBCU? 100? All right, good job. But friends, here's the scary part. Longevity, 75 years, that was 50 years ago. In the last 5 years, of the companies that started in the last 10 years, longevity is about 15 years and dropping. So we cannot be complacent and we cannot be overly confident that, oh, NBC Universal, we're here for the long run. So what do we need to do? You see, a big change is happening. We're in the middle of this change. You know, shift happens, right? You like that? When Charles was reviewing my slide, he had double take. Oh, there's an F, okay. It's not a matter of when. Or not a matter of if. We're in it. We're in the shift. And we got to be driving this shift. And we have this opportunity in our organization. So when we talk about innovation, right, I say you hack the status quo. Don't live by the rules. Now, as long as it's legal, go for it. I'm not advocating any illegal activities, but question it. In the 3 steps, friend, I want to share with you, I'll share some examples as well, both personal and the industry, on how you do this. This can be done. You see, to hack the status quo, and the first step to innovate, is you got to take and frame an ordinary problem and make it a great problem. A lot of us here, especially IT, this is very typical. So in our line of business, right, I work for AvePoint. We help organizations as they journey to the cloud, make sure it's safe, it's secure, and compliant. And oftentimes when I work with IT, oh, Dux, we're going to go cloud all in. We're going to integrate SAP, CRM, Run DMC. We're going to solve world hunger. And guess what? It's a 10-year project that never gets done. Bite size. Take something that's quite obvious, and we may feel like it's no big deal, and make it a big deal. You see, I'm a father of 2. My son, Johan, is 11. My daughter, Danica, is 6. And when my son was 6 months, right, and I shared this with Donna a while ago, we were in the park, and I got scared because I was reading an article how much expensive college is going to be. But he was 6 months. I'm like, okay, what can I do at 6 months to hopefully alleviate college expense? So I started thinking about scholarships. I go, I got to be realistic. We're Asian. He's not going to be a football player. He's not going to get a basketball scholarship. I just have to live with a stereotype. I got to make this kid smart. Now, I don't have endless money to send him to prep school and tutor school, so I got to take this problem, make it a big problem, make it work. Lesson number 1. Everybody complains to me, well, Dux, we didn't get to do it because I lack resources. I need more headcount. I need more budget. I need more tools. You don't lack resources. You lack resourcefulness. So you know what I did with my son? You want to know how I hacked the status quo? So I realized one night, I was putting him to bed, right? You know how with kids, anybody have kids here? You would sing lullabies. Twinkle, twinkle. It just dawned on me, the lyrics are stupid. And in fact, as I tried to analyze all these lullabies, some of them are really scary, like baby falling off a tree. Ring Around the Rosie, the song is about kids dying. So here's what I did. And my wife kind of hated me. I said, I'm going to sing a lullaby with a tune to the tune of Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star. I'm going to change the lyrics. So I'm very grateful, and I'm very passionate about languages. Personally, I speak 5 languages fluently. That doesn't include C#, VB, Java. So I said, I want my kids to speak another language. That's my commitment. But I also want my kid to be smart. So here's what I did. I sang the multiplication table in Chinese as the lullaby song. So literally, from 6 months to 2 years old, every night as I put him to bed, I would sing in Chinese. 2 times 3 equals 6. I did that till the 9th table. He's in advanced program. His math is 3 years ahead, and I'm working on scholarship now. So friends, point being is, when we want to hack the status quo, when we want to innovate, be scrappy. Flip the problem. Reed Hastings did. Nobody thought, oh yeah, we have Blockbuster. Uber did. What's wrong with waiting in line for a cab? Airbnb did. And you can do it in your organization. Look at what's quite obvious to you and be resourceful. Make it a big problem. The second step, friends, to innovate and hack the status quo is be fearless. We talked all day long about failing fast and failing often. And you know this dude, right? Thomas Edison? You know when he went to school, teachers told him, when you grow up, you'll be good for nothing because you're dumb. He got fired twice for being non-productive at work. He tried 1,000 times to perfect the light bulb. And when he perfected the light bulb, obviously it was a big deal. He got interviewed. A reporter asked him, hey, Mr. Edison, so how did you feel about failing 1,000 times? He said, who said I failed 1,000 times? It just took 1,000 steps to get my bulb to work. Be fearless. And I think that's a big challenge we deal with. When we talk about innovation and hacking the status quo, we're not just talking about technology. We have to change. And the reality is all of us are in the same business. We are in the business of selling change. Do you agree? But if us ourselves are fearful of changing, oh, I don't want to make a mistake. It's going to look bad. No good. I encourage you, friends, look up this whole idea called growth mindset. Everybody heard about that? Growth mindset? You got to look at it. The idea of growth mindset is so counterculture. It talks about try and fail. Now, when you try again, make sure you learn from why you failed and then make it right. And I think that's very important. It's hard. I'm not saying it's easy. In your teams, encourage, permeate a culture of failing fast and failing often, and it's okay. What do you guys think? Useful? Y'all having a good time, by the way? Right. Well, pardon my heavy southern accent. I'm from deep south. Y'all, Manila, Philippines. The third step to innovate and hack the status quo, Donna spent a lot of time talking about this. I cannot stress this more. Give back, and always think about the greater good. And when I'm talking about giving back and doing for the greater good, it's not even about, oh, I'm going to write this code and put it on GitHub or open source it so other people can use it. I mean, you could, great, but giving back can be mentoring people, right? In this sea of talent, there's somebody new outside or about to start their job tomorrow that you can help. Giving back can be much bigger. I have the opportunity. I get involved in a lot of nonprofit work. This December, I'm going to Uganda. Through the church I'm with, we're supporting schools there. Doctors are going, business people. I'm the tech guy, so I'm going to mentor and train students around cloud technologies. Now, that's cool, But then I called Donna. Hey, Donna, is there a Microsoft there? She goes, yeah, I'll connect you. Oh, by the way, here are Azure credits. Free Azure for the people you're going to work with. Office 365. And your company does a lot of great work around charity. Comcast does a lot of that stuff. So think about how you can give back. And I'm proud to say, as a company, as an organization, AvePoint, this is top of mind for us. We innovate a lot in the cloud. And one of the greatest things that we did is a year and a half ago, or 2 years, we got approached by United Nations and Microsoft. Can we put together a solution to fight human trafficking? And you talk about cool tech for social good. Check out this video.
Human trafficking. It's the fastest growing form of international crime. Nearly 36 million people today have been trafficked into forced labor and sexual exploitation. 1 in 3 of known victims are children.
If you don't know what the problem is, you won't see it. This is a crime that is invisible unless you're aware of what it looks like.
Traffickers today use technology to target the young and the gullible into trafficking. So how do we combat that?
The scale of this modern-day slavery is made possible by the explosion of mobile and internet technology. But advocates are now using that same tech in the fight against traffickers.
Trafficking has existed forever. We had the transatlantic slave trade. Slavery existed in most societies long before that. And so I think realistically the exploitation of people is something that we are going to struggle with for a very, very long time to come.
When you have 21 million of this planet's population in effective slavery, half the trafficking victims are based out of this region in Asia. It's quite disturbing where the reported cases are less than 3,000.
Technology has not generally been a key feature in our collective response. And it's very clear that criminals are using technology, information technology, far more efficiently and more often than we are in responding.
Social media, the darknet, and mobile phones have given traffickers powerful tools to recruit, advertise, and organize, as well as spread child sexual abuse materials.
It's actually quite a dangerous arm race between the traffickers versus folks like ourselves in government agencies that are actually trying to do social good.
This is our opportunity to use the technologies we create and emerging technologies that we think will be particularly helpful in addressing this issue.
What we're really trying to do is leverage innovation in technology and supply chains for better data collection and sharing in sectors that are known for human trafficking.
There are technology available now through cloud, very affordable, highly scalable technology, along with education that can go a long way to stop the tide.
With vulnerable and young lives at stake, this digital arms race is heating up. Private sector companies have developed cutting-edge data tools for law enforcement agencies.
We've got a number of technologies that Microsoft has invested in, and what we tend to do is try to create these as free services for either law enforcement or other organizations to use to build up and bolster their efforts in this area.
One of these technologies is called PhotoDNA. It's an image matching technology used to break down a photograph into a unique mathematical fingerprint. Out of roughly 1.8 billion unique images uploaded online each day, PhotoDNA is able to use that fingerprint to find copies of child pornography images. Today, PhotoDNA is used by Interpol and social media companies to disrupt the spread of child sexual abuse materials.
We have a Guardian application that we built that's in use in India. This is an application that's on mobile technology that really is an alert button on a phone that allows those who feel that they are at risk, the vulnerable in the population, to, if you will, reach out with a distress signal to the law enforcement agency and/or to their private or personal network.
Information technology will continue to play a critical role in disrupting human trafficking, defending the most vulnerable at the ever-increasing speed of data.
We have a responsibility as technologists, as innovators, for the greater good of not only amongst our peers, but the rest of the world. 3 steps, right? To innovate and to hack the status quo, number 1, take an ordinary problem, make it a great problem, and solve it. Number 2, be fearless. Fail fast and fail often. 3rd, give back for the greater good. Who's ready to take these steps? All right, so if you're ready to take these steps, I want you to stand up because we need to practice these steps, right? Stand up. I'll show you the steps, all right? Step 1, take an ordinary problem and make it a great problem. Step 2, be fearless. Fail fast and fail often. Step 3, give back for the greater good. All right, you ready? The chorus comes up. 1, 2, 3. You ready? Got the videos going. Instagram. All right, let's do this.
오빤 강남스타일 강남스타일
Good job, everybody.
오빤 강남스타일
Thank you. And again, thank you, Charles, for having me here. I left it there. Woo! Wow. Give it up for Dux one more time.